Hey, welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over why now is the perfect time to break into the industry as a product manager, especially if you've been looking at a role change or something new during this crazy pandemic time. Stay tuned and find out why this is the perfect time to break into the product management role. Hi, I am Garrett Risco. Welcome to the very first episode of the channel, Risky Business. This channel is all about product management, from breaking into the industry all the way out to seasoned product managers, learning new skills. Going to cover tutorials, content all around some of the best products in the industry and how they were built. I'm going to have some interviews of some excellent product managers that are going to reveal some behind the scenes secrets on how they build out their best product. And for this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, what this channel is all about, why the market for product managers is growing, and about how much you can expect to make as a product manager. My goal is to bring my almost decade of product learnings to you, from my failed and successful startups to my tech and industrial experience. So why did I start this channel? Well, for the past couple of years, I've been sharing advice as a product manager, both in meetups and in one-on-one mentoring, and also volunteering as a guest instructor at some learning organizations. But what I haven't seen is any digestible or easy to use or interesting content around product management. And I was thinking there's got to be a better way for people to be able to get a head start in their career without having to get an MBA or have their nose in the books learning about some stodgy product management material. And everything else I've seen that's out there is paid for learning, or you have to join some huge organization, or you have to read through pages and pages of books and you don't really know where to start. And I was shocked that there's no easily digestible YouTube content out there. I thought, what an easier way to scale and provide you guys even better content through the medium of YouTube. So who's this channel for? I made this for you guys. This is for either current product managers or prospective future product managers that are looking to get into this career. This is for people looking to get practical, hands-on tutorials, advice, and content around the field of product management. This could be if you're breaking into the career, and are brand new, or if you're a seasoned veteran and you already have a portfolio of products. So we're going to be covering some of that 201 and 301 content as well. Another reason I made this channel is to motivate people, to let them know that product management is an approachable career, that you can break into it without a crazy MBA or years of studying. And product management has been on the rise. The past 5 years, it's been blowing up like crazy, especially in 2020. So if you're looking for a career change, now in this crazy pandemic time is one of the best times to do it. So if you didn't know, product management is in the top 5 flourishing careers in 2020. It's because of a collision of two worlds. On one side, we've got the growing trend of people bucking the traditional 9-to-5, working in a cube type job, if those jobs even exist anymore. People that are very interested in the two dudes in a garage type startup mentality, where it's extremely product and service and customer obsessed. On the other side is the collision of the very legacy or heritage companies that are very project or consulting oriented, that are feeling the pain and kind of stagnating in this industry. That project or consulting mindset and that do whatever it takes attitude is really causing these legacy companies to build bespoke products for individual customers, or really targeting those big whales and going after them, and sure, they might win the deal, but they have this kernel of a product that's really only useful or for a limited audience. I could do a whole video on this, but this is really about those legacy companies with the project mindset looking to digitally transform themselves into a product-based organization, and really avoid that linear growth rate that they're currently at. Both of these worlds colliding means that product management is the fastest growing career at any role in the tech space, at a whopping 32% over the last 2 years, compared to the average growth rate in the tech space right now at 6.6%. So while the tech industry is kind of historically known or historically thought of as the biggest contributor to product management growth over the last few years, that's actually not true at all. It's actually those legacy companies that I mentioned that are the biggest contributors to why product management is growing right now. Those legacy industries that I mentioned that are growing product management at an exponential rate are like e-commerce. Everyone's rushing to catch up to Amazon, like Wayfair, Walmart, Home Depot, Nike, Hudson Bay, Nordstrom, Zulily, Ulta. The list goes on. The second legacy industry that's contributing to this exponential growth in product management is the fintech or financial sector. This is the 20 to 50-year-old big banks that are looking to turn their current portfolio into digital-first financial instruments. These are companies like Visa, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Capital One, MasterCard, and again, the list goes on. And the third industry is the management consulting or financial consulting industry. This is the big three and the big four. This is anyone from McKinsey & Company, Boston Consulting Group, Bain & Company, Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, KPMG. They're hiring product managers at an exponential rate because they're going to companies that are attempting to transform themselves into product-based companies. They need to be able to speak that language and help them on that journey. Again, in terms of job growth, the product management role is ripe right now because it's outpacing all other roles in the software industry at a whopping 32% over the last 2 years. Even software developers are at a 21% growth rate, and the average growth rate in the tech industry is 6.6% over the past 2 years. So now it's like an unprecedented time to jump into product management. And on the flip side of that, the gap in product management roles that are open right now is still massive and unfulfilled. Currently, there are 14 developers for every one product manager. Product management is exploding in interest. Google Trends is showing a 260% increase in people searching for product manager salary and a 240% increase in product manager jobs since 2014. But why is product management soaring so much recently? I covered one of the reasons previously, which is the companies trying to digitally transform their portfolio at these breakneck speeds. But why is that exactly? Well, one reason is tech is completely disrupting how business is done. As the product marketing manager Winston Christie Blick explained, it took telephones 80 years to reach 100 million users. And then after that, it took the modern mobile cell phone about 20 years to reach 100 million users. Facebook, which was launched in 2004, took about 5 years to reach 100 million users. Instagram took about 2 years, and Fortnite took about 9 months. So with that rapid pace of technological advancement, companies are totally changing how they do business. And really, no industry is safe, where new entrants can enter existing markets and not only start capturing revenue, but they can start disrupting an entire business, not what used to be in years, but now in months. It's more important now than ever for you to build what truly matters for your customers. Because it's getting so much easier to enter the market, companies are finding much higher customer expectations than before, as well as a lot more competition. For example, 5 years ago, companies had about 2.6 competitors in their space. Now, and that was just 5 years ago, now they have about 9.7 competitors in their space. To add to the growing list of challenges for companies, customers are expecting even more out of them. They're expecting an 81% improved response time on products. They expect 76% of the companies to understand individual persona needs, and 68% expect consolidated customer experiences. From all the things that I mentioned, businesses need to differentiate their products even more to expand their moat, which is really the cattle prod for the businesses to become more product focused. And for those companies that aren't being product focused and aren't being able to differentiate and potentially even failing in their markets, I'm going to be covering that in a future video. Companies that fail to innovate and suffer the consequences because of it. Now let's talk about the most important thing on everybody's mind, the pay or the cheddar. How much do you get paid as a product manager? Now, while the job is rewarding and challenging and interesting and has fantastic career progression, it also pays one of the best in the industry. Glassdoor ranked it as number 4 on one of the best jobs in America. Now, most of that growth is at the mid and senior level of product managers. In the past 2 years, mid-level product managers grew at about 26%, and senior levels grew at about 51%, compared to about 10% for entry-level product managers. This means the openings for more senior roles is high and allows you to demand even more money when entering those roles. Now let's get into the numbers. Now, of course, there's a whole bunch of things that get into pay, such as your education, your experience, the location that you work at, your negotiation skills for when you negotiate your salary, and of course, the tier of company that you're working for. Now let's look at a high-paying tier 1 company, which is Amazon. A base level product manager earns about $157,000 in total compensation, which is a mix between base salary, base salary, bonuses, and stock. And it can range anywhere from about $145,000 at the low end and can pay up to about $188,000 at the high end, with a senior product manager earning on average about $226,000 in total compensation, ranging from about $190,000 at the low end to about $285,000 at the high end. And a principal product manager earns on average about $347,000 in total compensation, ranging from about $278K to $427,000. Now you're probably thinking, what am I doing with my life? I need to drop what I'm doing immediately and start interviewing at Amazon. Let me bring those pretty astronomically high total compensations back to reality. Keep in mind the base pay is actually $113 to about $159 per year, and the rest is in stocks and bonuses. And Amazon in particular has a very aggressive, or maybe not aggressive vesting schedule at about 5%, 15%, and then 40-40. So it's not all roses, but yeah, it is indeed very high total compensation. With all the challenges today, from the increasingly fast pace of tech to growing competition to rising customer expectations and portfolios that are going through digital transformation, product managers are needed now more than ever. Add in the high pay for the role and the self-fulfillment of turning your ideas into a reality, it's no surprise that product management is one of the exploding roles of the decade. So for any of you that are out there that are thinking of making the leap, now is an excellent time. In proper YouTube fashion, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and comment below if you have any questions you want me to answer. Hit the bell to follow and get notified of new content where I break down industry expertise like product manager best practices, day-to-day how to excel as a PM, and some behind-the-scenes secrets of how some top companies make some of the best products out there. Stay tuned next week for another episode. Thank you so much for joining, and see you next time.